Over time, it seems something very interesting happened with Rusty and Dusty's diecasts. They got dirtier. This is my original Dusty from 2007, and this is the new Dusty from 2021. You can see his color scheme is a lot darker, and he's full of a lot more dirt. The same goes for Rusty, but to sort of a lesser extent, although here he still is a darker color with more dirt on him. I find this really interesting that this happened over time, and I'm pretty sure this wasn't just a change with the switch over to Thailand. I'm pretty sure they've been like this since their 2017 Made in China releases that coincided with Cars 3. Ironic because Rusty and Dusty look a bit cleaner in Cars 3 and a bit more refined. The picture of Rusty and Dusty used here is actually from Cars 3, and you can see that the pictures definitely don't line up with the diecast, which I think is kind of unfortunate. They're definitely far dirtier here and sort of miscolored compared to the diecasts. Anyway guys, welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2021 re-release of Dusty Rust-eze and Rusty Rust-eze, so let's get started. Like I said, these images of the two of them are from Cars 3, where they definitely got a bit of a design overhaul, especially Rusty, whose roof is a whole lot fuzzier than it was before. It would have been nice to see their diecasts updated to reflect the update in their designs, but of course they wouldn't do that. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I find it so interesting to see what happens with diecasts over time, to see them become dirtier and sort of less accurate. If you look at the image used here, like their generic diecast image, they're definitely a lot more accurate to the movie than these diecasts included. Moving on to the back, you can see, of course, Rusty and Dusty there, as seen in Cars, despite the picture being from Cars 3. Of course, they are labeled as a Cars 1 release, which is perfectly fine. Now, let's take these two out of the package here. I was really surprised to find out that I actually hadn't ever reviewed Rusty and Dusty since April of 2018. I thought for sure I'd reviewed them since then, but it's been over 3 years now, so definitely going to be good to take a new look at them. So first thing I noticed taking them out of the package is they now have matte paint. Or actually, these guys, the original versions of them did have matte paint, but here the matte paint is a whole lot stronger. So here is my original 2007 Dusty compared to the new one. It's not as different as he looked in the packaging, but yeah, definitely a different color there. Of course, he is a Dodge van, whereas Dusty here is a Dodge Dart. Again, original on the left, new one on the right. Taking a closer look at Dusty, we've got the Dodge logo there. Sort of a kind of neutral expression. Like, he looks happy, but he also looks a little sad. Got the headlights there. Moving on to the side, you can see all of those dirt details that are not on the original. They're even on the window, which is really interesting and kind of odd looking. Of course, this area is a bit lighter. Probably should be even lighter than it is here. Again, just looking at his artwork, this part is much lighter than it is on the diecast. Moving on to the back, his license plate reads Ease. I should have reviewed Rusty first, because Rusty's license plate is Rust, so that their license plates can come together and spell Rust-eze, of course. Moving on to the other side, though, by the way, really nice detail having the doors on the back, complete with the door hinges and everything. That is a really nice detail. But there's a look at his other side, basically the same. And there is his base. Now, moving on to Dusty. Yeah, the new Dusty definitely has larger eyes and a bit of a different facial expression. Bit of a different mouth expression, too. As the mouth is a bit more, off to the side. Kind of looks a little weird, but yeah, the mouth is always sort of off to the side. You can see that he has a whole lot more dirt details on him as well. Even a bit of a dirtier patch on the eyelids there and all over the hood. Of course, we have the ripped up roof with some different patterns than the original, which is interesting. Yeah, the tears are just a bit more frequent. I'm not quite sure when that happened. They're in generally the same areas, but they're just a little bit different there. I'm not sure when they changed that. I'm not sure when they changed the two of these in general. I think these updates might have been made in 2017, or it might have just been started with the Thailand variants. If any of you guys know when they started changing Rusty and Dusty, definitely make sure to let me know in the comments. Because again, I would say this is just a change with the Thailand switchover, changing up their color schemes a bit. But I think it happened before that. I looked at a bunch of images of their previous releases, and it seemed to have happened starting in around 2017. But again, not 100% sure. You can see his wheels are definitely a darker color. He's just a darker color in general. Moving on to the back, like I showed earlier, his license plate reads Rust. Unfortunately, we can't make out what's on top of that. Yeah, definitely can't make out what's written there. Maybe on Dusty I can. Our Fair City, it says above Rust and Ease on their license plates. There is a look at the other side. And there is the base. And there you have it, guys, the 2021 re-releases of Rusty and Dusty. While these two definitely look nice, and I think the additional dirt detailing is really nice, I still definitely prefer the older releases of Rusty and Dusty here. The color schemes for them, especially Dusty, are certainly just a bit more accurate, at least to me. And while they're still definitely not 100% accurate to their color schemes in the movie, personally I just think these are a bit better, especially when discussing their designs in Cars 3. But hey, it really doesn't matter what I think about these two because they're going to be repainted for Ty's Cars 4 anyway. Probably shouldn't have said that. Wonder who they'll be. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when we will finally start reviewing the cars from my birthday haul. My birthday was like 2.5 weeks ago, but we're finally getting there, starting tomorrow with Timothy Two-Stroke. Bye now.